I don't know if any of you have checked tonight's forecast, but if I see even one mole hair on one of your ugly ass faces, it won't be just a rainstorm. Hell, it won't be a thunderstorm. It'll be a goddamn hurricane.
In episode 2 of The Walking Dead: Dead City, Negan and Maggie are teamed up and travel to Manhattan in the search for Maggie's kidnapped son. This city is filled with walkers and people who have made New York their own. The whole of episode 2 is filled with tensions between Maggie and Negan, as they discuss the necessity and morality of killing. Negan tries to explain that he killed Glenn and Abraham to instill fear in Rick's group, thus protecting his own people in the process. He then admits that he should have killed them all when he had the chance. However, Maggie realizes the reality of what he's saying later on in the episode, when she's on the opposite end of the stick. Negan brutally kills one of the rival gang's goons in a blatant display of power, and Maggie finally realizes that there is merit in his strategy.
Knock, knock. I said, knock, knock. Hey, easy there, neckbeard.
Negan is putting on an act here, and he feigns a smile. You can typically tell when a smile is faked by looking at the rest of the face. If the expression isn't synchronized, then it's highly likely that it's being forced. Negan smiles, but his brow is tense here, which isn't typical of genuine smiling. And if you look closely, you can see that when he's out of view of the gang, the smile is no longer visible. He takes no pleasure in what he's doing, but he knows that he has to send a powerful message and kill him in a display of power. He puts on that he's happy and smiling whilst also pairing it with murder as a way to tell the others that he's unhinged and dangerous. It's an act, and that's what this episode really focuses on, explaining the morale behind Negan.
Holy shit, are you kidding me? Seriously? You have a neckbeard and a rat tail? I mean, I get it. The world went to hell and you stopped giving a shit. But my dude, there is a line. So how about you put your helmet back on, tuck all that shit back away, and stop being such a distraction to the rest of us. Now, where the hell was I? Oh, right. Knock, knock. Who's there? Butter. Butter who?
Maggie is in what's known as the freeze response. She's staying as still as possible, which is a defense mechanism that typically kicks in when we're experiencing stress, as movement gives away our location to potential predators. We automatically do this to give ourselves time to assess the situation and come up with a course of action, whilst also avoiding alerting the predator. Maggie is afraid of Negan at this moment, and she's no doubt thinking about the most traumatic moment in her life, when Negan murdered Glenn in such a brutal way.
Well, you better get out your umbrellas, because it is about to goddamn rain. I don't know if any of you have checked tonight's forecast, but if I see even one mole hair on one of your ugly ass faces, it won't be just a rainstorm. Hell, it won't be a thunderstorm. It'll be a goddamn hurricane.
Maggie immediately opens her mouth here when she witnesses Negan murder. This is the defense mechanism preparing her body to encounter a threat. She opens her mouth to increase the intake of oxygen in order to give her muscles more energy to deal with the threat. Behind the scenes, she will also have a spiked heart rate, as the body tries to pump around as much oxygen as possible in order to improve her chances of survival. She's also showing signs of the global sensation, which is caused by increased muscle tension as a result of the body strengthening the muscles in preparation to again encounter a stressor. Negan then drops the act and shows what he's really feeling. We saw his tense brow before, and now we're seeing the rest of his true non-verbal communication. The whole face tenses up in anger. This evolved into us for two reasons. One, to ward off predators, as it shows that we're preparing to defend ourselves by tensing the muscles, and two, to tense up again to become stronger and more resistant to damage. They go hand in hand. Negan's goal is to scare them.
We gotta go.
Both Maggie and Negan then do distancing behaviors when they lock eye contact. We avoid eye contact to avoid drawing attention to ourselves out of fear. Maggie doesn't want to draw the attention of Negan because she's still scared of him, and Negan then looks away out of shame. Now, shame isn't really an evolutionary reason as to why we look away. However, humans are pack animals, so he's likely doing this to communicate that he knows that he did wrong. Maggie is competent, and at times she can be scary, and Negan knows what she's capable of, so he does this as a way to convey to her that he knows that he's done a bad thing and that he's sorry for what he did to her husband. Maggie also continues to hyperventilate.